Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter.
Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a very interesting deal that's been struck between two different platforms, specifically the deal between ITVX and Disney+. Before we get into it, as ever, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. We'd love to have you aboard. So what has exactly been going on? Well, in the last few days, the news has spread across various sites saying that ITVX and Disney Plus have joined forces and are going to be entering some sort of collaboration. Now, when we've had this with platforms before, this could mean a whole variety of different things. It could mean sharing financials for different productions for those platforms or sharing different content. And in this one, we're going to find out exactly what it's all about. The headline says that Disney Plus and ITVX shows are going to be available on each other's apps, leading with a picture of Andor there, a very successful show for Disney. It says the Walt Disney Company and ITV have confirmed they're going to make a selection of each of the shows available across their respective streaming platforms. The promotional selection of shows, billed as A Taste of ITVX and A Taste of Disney Plus, will become available on the 16th of July, which is imminent at the time I'm recording this. Streamers on Disney Plus and ITVX will be able to access a regularly refreshed selection of shows and movies from each service. So, in principle, this is a very interesting idea. So if you use ITVX, there's going to be a selection of Disney Plus shows available for you to watch. And equally, if you're a Disney Plus user, there'll be a selection of ITVX shows available for you to watch. Already, I'm sort of getting my doubts about the viability of this or the benefits of this, but we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Let's crack on with the article for now. It says what's going to be available from ITV on Disney Plus. So it says Disney Plus customers in the UK only, mind you, will be able to stream some of ITV's most popular scripted and unscripted content. This includes the multi-award winning drama Mr. Bates vs. the Post Office, espionage thriller Spy Among Friends, selected seasons of the reality hit Love Island, drama favourites such as Endeavour, Vera, and the debut season of Karen Peary. So some of those I get. Mr. Bates vs. the Post Office, very successful drama here in the UK, no surprise there. Long runners like Vera as well. Love Island is, much to my annoyance, it's still incredibly popular. It says Olivia Attwood's immersive series, Price of Perfection, as well as entertainment formats like the 1% Club, will be available to existing Disney Plus subscribers at no extra cost. Then on the flip side, what's going to be available from Disney on ITVX, which I would argue would be the more attractive prospect. It says ITVX viewers will be able to stream a rotating rail of Disney Plus content. The selection in the coming months includes the first seasons of FX's The Bear, Lucasfilm's Andor, and Only Murders in the Building, to selected series of reality titles, including The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and The Kardashians. Okay, so, putting Andor available, I think, is a good move because that is a Star Wars series that's received a lot of hype, a lot of positive attention, a lot of positive praise, so making that more widely available to people, I think, can only be a good thing. It also stresses you'll be able to stream family favourites like Lilo and Stitch the series, what a show that was, and Phineas and Ferb. A Taste of Disney Plus will be available to all ITVX viewers at no extra cost, and you'll get ad-free access to Disney Plus titles on ITVX Premium. This is my main thing right from the get-go. Putting Disney Plus content on ITVX, I think, does make some sort of sense because on a base level, you don't need to pay for ITVX to access it. You can just go on, make an account, and yes, you will be hit with ads throughout the program, but at the very least, you'll still be able to access that content. So in theory here, if you want to watch Andor, but you don't want to pay a Disney Plus subscription, then just go on ITVX and watch it that way. I'm guessing, though, it's not going to be just set there for ages. Like a lot of streaming things, it's going to be timed. Maybe they'll put Andor on for a month or something like that before, as it says, rotating it out with another big drama program, something like that, which I think could work to its benefit because the way viewing habits have changed. A lot of people, if they enjoy a show, they like to binge watch things. So Andor, you could definitely get through in a month. Even if you were just doing one episode a day, you could get through it in a month. It doesn't specify that yet, how it's working in terms of the time frame, but you've got to assume that there is going to be one. It's not just going to be up there because, well, then that's less incentive to go and get a Disney Plus subscription. They'll want to do it in a way where it's enticing people enough that if they enjoy what they see from Disney Plus, they may go out and eventually buy a Disney Plus subscription. But in terms of this working the other way around, I'm not quite sure. Disney Plus is a paid subscription service. As far as I'm aware, there is no free tier. The cheapest, I believe, is an ad-supported tier, So it says the Disney Plus standard with ads. That's £4.99. So a £5 a month, but you still have to pay is what I'm getting at. ITVX, the base one, you don't have to pay whatsoever. So Disney Plus, you've got to pay a £5 minimum anyway to get the service. And why would you, apart from out of sheer convenience, if you were on Disney Plus, why would you use the Taste of ITVX feature to check out these programs when you could just go on ITVX and access them in full anyway? Do you know what I mean? And if you're using the ad-supported tier of Disney Plus, then it makes even less sense because you'd be watching ads on ITVX anyway. It just seems a bit convoluted. Maybe if you've got a Disney Standard or Premium or Extra member account where you don't have to watch ads with your programs, I take it those Taste of ITVX programs won't have ads either. So maybe that's one advantage. If you already have a Disney Plus subscription, you don't have to fork out for an ITVX premium account or anything like that. But it still sort of raises the question, to me at least on the surface, this feels very one-sided, considering this is mainly for UK viewers. I think more people would gravitate to the Taste of Disney Plus stuff, being able to access that for free, even for a limited time, rather than the other way around. So it says, broadcasters seeking to join forces with the big streamers. The deal between ITV and Disney echoes similar moves last month in France, where the country's biggest commercial broadcaster announced it would make its content available through Netflix. That was TF1, and we did a video talking about that, so you can go and check that out if you haven't seen it. But the whole thing says it's an acknowledgement that as viewers stream more content, they're not doing so through the local broadcaster's own app. So they're not doing it in TF1 in France, for example, and I guess they're saying here, maybe they're not doing it through ITVX as much as they would do Disney+. Instead, YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime Video are hoovering up much of the traditional broadcasters' audiences. In the UK, this has been acknowledged by ITV and Channel 4, making more of their content available on YouTube. Still, never been quite sure how financially lucrative that is, but there we are. And it says, compared to what's happened in France, though, ITV's partnership with Disney Plus is a small step to the emerging French model. Absolutely, because the way the France one is working, if I've remembered rightly, is that TF1 is basically going to run their schedules on Netflix, so they're going to have that as an option. This is nowhere near the same deal. This is just ITV saying, hey, listen, Disney, please put out a selection of our programs. We'll put out a selection of yours. Maybe try and entice people, try and boost our numbers in different respective ways. Like I said, I think this is it will favor ITV more in that respect, in that more traffic will probably come for the Disney shows. But in terms of uptake, I think Disney Plus customers are less likely to bump over to ITVX to watch more of these shows if they haven't got both apps already. Because, like I said, if maybe these were both fully paid models, if there was no free option on ITVX, then maybe this would be a bit more mutually beneficial. But again, the way I see it, I don't know what they're after. Is it just more numbers, more traffic? But it just seems a bit one-sided. In terms of comments from the corporate side of things, so from Disney, you have Joe Earley, who's the president of Direct to Consumer, who says, we're proud of this innovative collaboration with ITV, which will allow us to bring Disney Plus customers some of the UK's favourite and buzzworthy shows, never say buzzworthy again, and encourage ITVX viewers to discover some of Disney Plus's award-winning series and blockbuster films. Yes, that makes sense. Watch Andor for free. Great, I'd do that if I didn't already have a Disney Plus subscription and I've already watched it, but there we are. And then Kevin Ligo, who's the managing director of media and entertainment at ITV, said Disney are fantastic partners with a brilliant breadth of content. This mutually beneficial alliance allows us to show our complementary audiences a specially selected collection of titles, regularly updating, that gives us a flavour of the range in our respective offerings. For us, this deal means even more great content for viewers on ITVX and even more opportunity for viewers to find and enjoy our distinctive titles and services. So in terms of raising the brand of ITVX on the Disney site, I do understand that to a degree, but I'm just going to say this now, and I think it's just being completely honest. Consumers are lazy. Viewers are generally lazy. Convenience has been factored into our society like nothing else, and in the sense of sharing programs, that'll work. If you're already browsing Disney Plus, you see an ITVX program, you're more likely to watch it there rather than flick over to a different app, even though it'd take less than a minute. And the same goes the other way. Just building on this as well, obviously both ITVX and Disney Plus did their own press statements regarding this. From the Disney one, it also points out the agreement builds on the strong, evolving relationship between Disney and ITV. ITV is the free-to-air home for Disney Plus's Renegade Nell and the forthcoming Under the Bridge, whilst ITV Studios is the producer behind the hit Disney Plus shows including Rivals, Suspect, the shooting of Jean-Charles Dimenzes, and the return of Britain's original dating series Blind Date. I still can't believe they're bringing that back, man. But hey, apparently it's what the people want. Is it what the people wanted? I'm mainly focusing on ITVX and just the British media in general, because like with the French deal and Netflix, this is, again, small steps, but moving towards that greater integration and collaboration with streaming sites. Others have done it before. It did mention about ITV and Channel 4 pivoting more towards YouTube. I understand sharing more of your content there. Still don't know how it works in like real practice in terms of their financial gain or anything like that, or maybe it's just more about the traffic and the engagement. It could well be. The BBC, of course, have already had dabblings with Disney Plus. Disney Plus were crucial in providing funding for the last few years of Doctor Who related stuff, which, regardless of how you feel about those series, the Disney involvement, I think, was evident to see from a budget standpoint, definitely. You know, Doctor Who, you could argue, never looked so good in certain episodes and shots. So it's not like the old school broadcasters like the BBC, ITV, Channel 4, etc. It's not like they've never dabbled or collaborated with the Disneys, your Amazon Primes, your Netflixes before. But where's it going to go in the future? I talked about in the TF1 Netflix deal about here in Britain, how would that work for our broadcasters about simulcasting their schedules. And I mentioned I don't think the BBC are likely to do it. I still stand by that. ITV, well, now, I did say at the time, I think they've been trying to proposition the ITVX brand and build that up. But in the wake of this deal, I mean, anything could happen, really. If they're already going to start sharing programs, who's to say in a few years' time we might see like an ITV dedicated fast channel pop up for UK Disney Plus viewers? Who's to say? But in terms of this overall argument, whilst I understand program sharing is sort of a, you know, it can be a method that's tried and tested as old as time, but I still think it's pretty one-sided. It depends what the aim is. If the aim is about engagement and getting new people to sign up to your service, then I think this ultimately will favour Disney Plus compared to ITVX, because ITVX Premium, no one I know, whether that be family, friends, etc., no one I know owns a ITVX Premium account. Despite all the potential benefits it brings, we all just use the base model. We're used to adverts with ITV. They've been running that way for 70 years, and it seems like the majority are happy to continue on with that. So it's a free service, and hey, if we can get Disney Plus titles, even if I can binge watch that Disney Plus series and I've got a month to do it, then I'll do it, because, you know, there's very few series that I'll go back and rewatch again, at least not for several years. So I think this is a great opportunity for people who maybe feel locked out of Disney Plus or can't afford it. Now they've got a means to do that with some of their top shows, like The Bear, like Andor. But the other way round, like I say, you're promoting ITV programs on Disney Plus, but if you've already got a Disney Plus account, you might watch those ITV programs out of sheer convenience, but they're also just available on ITVX. You know, it's not going to incentivize people to buy a premium account. Certainly not. Certainly when you can access these programs for free. Again, I might be missing something pretty big, and it depends on the objectives, which hasn't been openly stated. You know, is it engagement? Is it financial benefit? Is it subscriptions? We don't really know. But to me, at least, from an outsider looking in, I've said it, but I'll say it again. This does feel a little bit one-sided. But I do want to know what you think. What do you think about this situation? Do you think this is a bit more one-sided to ITV's side or Disney's side? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think other broadcasters should follow suit, either collaborating with Disney Plus or maybe some of the others like Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, for example? Let me know all those thoughts about this idea in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed it, that is the end of the video, so leave a like on it. Subscribe as well. We'd love to have you aboard. Thank you for the support recently. Videos are still coming. I'm currently in the midst of rehearsing for a summer acting job, which is really exciting, but as ever, it means less time to work on stuff. But more stuff is coming down the pipeline. I've been Martyn from AMTV. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Sean Knock, Dord Khan, Liam Domain, AJ Mac 200017, Deck, Jen, Traffy, Mr. Eurovision 1986, Evan Hart 42 Radio, Tim Ripley, 40-something Manchild, John McLeod, James Wallace, Ben, Stephen Oliver, Shadow Fiend 180X, Swan Ronson, Adam Gamer, Sir Fonzie Daz, Real Random, Tegan, Matthew Elliff, Pigeon's House, Shah H, Dave Batten, Real Team Foxy Plays, Leonard Starbuck, Kevin Mallon, and Seed Diffusion, are AMTV staff members.